I've been in the hours.
I'm Dan Whitby, and I'm part of the Bolddog freestyle team, along with Arran Powley and Samson Eaton.
We're in Amsterdam today. We're here for an event, doing a show for a client. It's pretty much what we do for a full-time job, so it's pretty cool to travel around Europe and the UK and the world, really. So, yeah, that's what brings us here today. It's nice and sunny, having fun. It's all good.
We've been going for about 13 years now, as like the three of us. The team's been going for about 20 years now, but myself and Samson, we joined 13 years ago, and then Arran 10 years ago, so we should be good by now. Samson and Arran are both a little bit younger than me, so I was always like a class above, but we raced motocross together.
Give us a hand, will you, Ronald? Yeah. McDonald.
So I raced through till I was about 17, like won a few of our local championships and stuff like that. And I used to race with Dan and Samson, mainly with Samson. I've pipped him more times than he pipped me, so in your face, Samson.
I don't want to go to jail.
Who's going to jail? I've had motorcycles since I was 4 years old. My dad's really into Harleys, so I kind of was a bit screwed in that aspect. The coolest thing to me about racing motocross was the jumps, and you always want to jump bigger, or you always want to take a hand off or whatnot. And the next ultimate thing to that is freestyle motocross. So I was very, very lucky to be given an opportunity when I was 15 to start doing it and having a go, and that was 13 years ago, and it's just, yeah, it seems like yesterday.
It's a great kind of formula, really, because we all push one another, and it just, yeah, kind of gets a bit scary at times, but definitely helps elevate our riding, for sure. Bolddog started about 20 years ago with a gentleman called Andy Godbold, hence the anagram of the name Bolldog, Godbold. Yeah, he started the team, and then I got fortunate enough to meet him, brought into the team, and kind of worked my way through, proved myself, you know, to have some value, and then we've been together ever since. Everyone kind of looks at the freestyle setup and they kind of wonder whether we just eye it up or how it works, but everything is, you know, is very calculated. We jump a 21-metre gap, it's 21 metres from the point of takeoff to what we call the sweet spot, basically where the curve ends on the large landing system.
It's literally going to be right in between those pillars, I reckon.
Sorry, mate?
It's going to be pretty close to them pillars, isn't it?
I concur.
I concur.
Quite often we'll turn up at a venue and we won't actually ride until the show, because we've done pretty much all of our rehearsal back at our training facility, so we can turn up and go straight into a show. However, in this environment, we wanted to just show everyone that we were working with. Obviously, there's the creative director that wanted to see how things were working with the boat that's going to be situated out in the river there.
Hard finish.
Yeah, so I would suggest, you know, integrating the two. We'll do a section of freestyle, a section of drifting, then a section of freestyle and drifting together. And then the three of us will jump at, you know, simultaneously, so we'll all in the air. Yeah, that gave us an opportunity, and we'll always take practice where we can. You know, it's great for us. We love riding freestyle, so any opportunity we get to get on the bikes, we take with open arms. Massive respect for you, Ian. Like seeing me go to the moon and thinking, yeah, I'll do on that. The hardest trick for me to learn was flips, you know, like doing backflips, because you can't half do them. You either go, you know, 360 degree, and you can't get halfway and think, oh, this one's not coming round, I'll just go back. You know, you have to get all the way around, and you know, you will fail a lot. You hear like inspirational people talk about you've got to fail 100 times before you might succeed a few. You know, I failed a lot, and now, touch wood, they spin pretty good.
A career highlight is probably going to be learning to backflip, which I did last year. I'm not doing it currently at the minute with my leg because I'm trying not to fall off. So I broke my femur this year, the 26th of January. Just a jump. It was just a whip, a jump that I do every time I get on my bike, and just something went wrong and I landed wrong and I slid off, hit the floor, rolled over, and I tried to get up, and it felt like my feet were tangled underneath me.
Well, you did it without even asking, but can we do it one more time? Let's give it up for Samson Eaton. That's brilliant now, Fast.
They rodded my femur, 3 screws. When I got back on my bike for the first time, my head was pretty screwed up. I'd lost all the nerve that I'd built up over the years. It took me a good day of, you know, with Dan and Ron's help to, you know, just even get me jumping the landing with a gap pulled right in, not even at full size. Yeah, it really screwed with my confidence, and even now to this day, I'm so conscious of it, and I think it's 8 months or 8.5 months ago that I did it.
It's inevitable at some point you're going to have a crash, and with what we do, chances are 9 times out of 10 if you crash, you're not very likely to walk away from it. Something's going to be broken most of the time, so you kind of have to accept that. Yes, well, the risk's worth taking, really. Just get such a good adrenaline rush from doing it. It's so much fun. Like, happily take the risks and pay the consequences when it has to be done.
It's actually quite funny. My girlfriend wanted to bring me here for my birthday once, and then, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, you're going to Amsterdam for a show? I was like, yes. I actually met her at a show doing this, believe it or not. She used to breathe fire for a living with not a lot of clothes on, so that environment and the bike environment and the drift car environment, you know, she knows what, she's seen it for years, and she's seen a fair share of FMX over the years, and she knows what it's like, you know, she knows it's a risk, and she was, if I didn't have her when I broke my femur, I'd have been pretty screwed, you know. She looked after me and took care of everything, so she knows what it's like, you know. She knows what she's dealing with.
That's good.
Super a happy relationship if one person is away for at least 11 months of the year.
Just working out tonight's kind of choreography, how we're going to kind of link in the drifting with the freestyle, so we get more of a show as opposed to elements of freestyle than elements of drift, and we're just going to actually tie it all in together so we get a nice kind of smooth transition between the freestyle and the drifting, and then a nice kind of collab at the end where we've got some drifting going on as we're jumping over, so that should look pretty cool. Drifting, you're gonna
Drift.
Yeah, that's very informative there, Dan. Yep. Drifters are going to drift. Yep, we are going to drift.
Thinking of a word. I'm like,
yeah. Well done, Dan. Because it would be a bit awkward if we just drove round, wouldn't
Them freestyle guys are going to freestyle.
When you come to a show environment and then you're in front of a massive audience and they're all excited and stuff like that, it pushes you to try and push your level up that little bit more, and gets you a bit excited to want to try and push the limits a bit more.
I think the pressure's good, you know. Like, we often perform best when we're put under a little bit more pressure, because the riding, you know, like we know what we're doing, we're very calculated, we know what tricks we can do, but when you put under a little bit more pressure to perform, you tend to elevate a little bit, you know, and you want to nail your tricks, and that, you know, that's pretty healthy. The nerves kind of come from a different aspect, you know, like not necessarily nervous in your own ability, but then it's funny how when you've got hundreds of people, you know, all waiting for you to do your thing, how that can create a little bit of anxiety. It's got nothing to do with what you're going to do, because you can do it all day long when there's no one there. That definitely creates a little bit of anxiety, shall we say, but if you're clever, you can use that in a positive way.
You have to be 100% focused before you turn that corner and look at the ramp. So when I'm coming towards the ramp, I know exactly what I'm going to do or try. Just try and switch off from thinking about it, because when you start thinking about it, that's when you start second-guessing yourself, questioning, should I do it? Am I going to do this right? And that's ultimately when you crash.
Mate, smashed it. Winging it was a 1. Told you, right? Just wing it.
I think everybody had a good time by the sounds of the boat, lots of cheers and stuff, so yeah, stoked on that.
Winged it, won it, wiped it.
We're out of it. Yeah. Nothing's broken, we can go away pleased.
What will I look back on? I don't really want to think about it ever ending, you know? This is what true rock stars decide to do, you know, when they finish the hard day's riding and doing shows. You know, the true enjoyment is packing up your own equipment. I don't know what will happen, who knows, if you get married and you have kids, maybe my mentality will change, but at the moment, you know, I'm going to keep the dream alive and just keep going as long as I can.
We sail home on Friday, which is tomorrow.
Don't get this on camera.
Are you filming? We've been in this position many a time.
We said we were a close team.
Yeah, now you know. How close? We've got to drive from there to the Royal Berkshire show, which is like Newbury on the M4-ish, near Reading somewhere.
Do you know, the highlight, in all honesty, is probably the fact that I get to travel the world with my 2 best friends, you know, and you know, I'm really happy. That's just, you know, it's a nice, content feeling that you just get to go to all these cool places with your 2 best mates that are pretty down-to-earth, good guys, you know, and it's just, it's cool, it's pretty cool. When I did it on my own, it was so neat. He came and saw it, and he was like, who the hell folded that up? And then he went, yeah, I bet it was you, wasn't it, Whitby?
Just getting to see cool places and just be able to ride my bike and make money riding my bike. I can't ask for any more than that, really.
Never a dull day. Straight from one to another one.
I never had any thought that it would go as far as what it has. I feel very, very lucky, very privileged.